Hello, this is Victor bringing here a new weekly painting, and this time we are going to talk about freehand, and I want to give some tips on freehand and how I approach. In that case we are going to go for easy freehand, but before starting with the freehand I want to first explain one thing that is very important for me. When you want to do freehand you have to rest the two hands on the table, and normally I'm trying to find the best posture, sorry. So you want to normally like these parts of the hand, okay, this part to be resting on the table. I prefer not to work without the handle, normally with small parts, and then have control on where I want to go. Okay, so with these hands I can be very steady with the hands in that position. So try to be as comfortable as possible. Then the paint have to be a little bit thin. Not too much, because if it's too much thin then you will not have good control. I think I have now the right, it's a little bit too much in my case, but I would think it will be okay. So, but has to be, well, in a way that, let me put here, that you can try and do a line easily, okay? And I'm going to do a freehand with white, okay? So you can try, and then you can work with that, okay? You can throw thin line like that, okay, so have to be like that. So now let's zoom in and we start with the freehand itself. But important to have the two hands resting on the table. Try to not to have handle can be quite complicated. If I will do freehand on this guy, maybe it's better to hold it for a moment from the base. It's easier for me than from the handle, because you have maybe better control. The farther you are from your hand, much easier is the shakiness of your hand, okay? So the closer the grip, the closer grip that you can have, it's easier to be steady. So let's zoom in now, and I will show you how it goes, okay? So I'm going to do here one of the symbols of one of the successors chapters. In concrete is the, just let me a moment, the Guardians of the Covenant. Okay, they have two swords across them. Okay, so when you have, when I want to make a sword, in the case it's two swords, so I will start first making a cross. In that case, okay, I will do as one line for one sword. Then I will do another line for another one. And we will try to cross quite high in that case. Okay, we'll do like that. And like that. Okay, then what we can do, we are going to put where you have, I need to move the book next to me, where we have the guard of the handle of the sword, right? So we are going to put the position, we have the handle here. We create the handle on the other side, so let's make this one here, like that. Normally we start with very easy shapes, okay? Then the other thing that I like to do is we want to start making maybe I caused it too much in that case, but I'm going to start doing the tip, and going down. here is where I need to see, it's this type of sword like that. So normally dark angels have this, let's start like that, and then we go down. Don't worry if it's not perfect the first time, so we are going to correct it later on. Okay, so always you need the two colors there. I think I caused them too little. This is the problem, I have the two handles so close to each other, but it's going to work. We are going to make it work. So now I'm going to apply, so to make the guards on this, okay, and then I'm going to do this. Is the problem I have, is I cross them with a very short angle, and this will create okay, and then you do okay. We do the same on the other one. The problem is here, but we are going to, okay, it's not a, we are going to make it work. So let's first now do the basic shapes, and then we are going to start clean up. And the other thing you can do on this type of swords is I will mark the maximum width like that, so now I know that I have to go here and then down. I'm going to make the, while I take a little bit of water. Okay, so now we are in that step. Okay, you can see one half the handles is smaller. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start using black to clean up where I have done mistakes. For example, here. And there, and then I need to know which sword goes on top of each. It seems that both swords are at the same level, but it's going to be quite tricky, right? It's just a symbol. If you want one sword behind the other, then you need to make the line. In that case, it seems that you keep the two swords on the same level, so we just clean up the excess. Okay, and here I went a little bit too deep with the black, so I do like that. Now I'm going to clean up the handle. It's important to go quite thin on paint, so when you do the corrections you don't start building too much thickness. No, I need to separate these two handles. Yeah, the problem is I make these too close to each other. We are going to put the counterweight smaller. That way I can make some space for the guard. I'm going to make this thicker so it does not look like that. I'm going to do as well the other one. Okay, and now again. With black I try to reshape a little bit. Now let's make this a little bit thicker. And here a little bit pointy. Okay, and now we can play with the grays to give some shading. So I will start with a light gray. Here. We go to a darker gray. Let me put some water to this grays. Okay, now we'll take the lighter one with a little bit of water. can make this. And here the mistake I did is I make them too close, okay? But in principle, this will make this can work. Again, I went too much into the. So you work a little bit with. The white I'm using is Corax white. Okay, it's covering better over black. But this is how the symbol. This is how I will approach to the symbol. We can put as well a little bit of gray on the top of the handle if you want. Okay. And I think like that is how we will do the freehand. So let me just zoom in. And I hope you can see. Okay. So yeah, this is the weekly painting. This was some person, a viewer asked me if I can do explain some tips on how to do freehand. Remember, the two hands resting very on the table. Try to use your best brush for a freehand. The paint have to be quite thin in order you have wood control, and start with a very basic shape, and from there you keep building on the shape. Okay, I'm not super expert on painting, I mean on freehand painting, so I try to use techniques. Okay, here I'm trying to make the two swords now at the same length, because I realized this one is a little bit shorter. Okay, and now okay, but this is the way to approach it. Okay, so I hope you have liked this one. Please give a like if you like it. Let me know what do you think. And as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.